From London Central Secondary School in London, Ontario, it's Quinn Murphy, Grace Tang, Megan Torkia, and their captain, Connor Pirati. Facing off against the University of Toronto Schools, Thomas Broadley, Jenny Mao, Filip Gaiman, and their captain, Rain Otteson. This is Reach for the Top, the National Championships. Welcome to Reach for the Top, everyone. My name is Richard Koo, and welcome to this 46th National Championship game of Reach for the Top, 2012 here at Canada's Wonderland in Toronto. We have two teams that have a very long history here at Reach for the Top, so let's get a chance to meet them right now. On my left is London Central Secondary School from London, Ontario. They are the number 3 seeded team coming into this tournament, and they made it to this national championship final with a quarterfinal win against St. George's from British Columbia by a score of 380 to 270. And just most recently, a semifinal win over Cobequid from Nova Scotia by a score of 330 to 290. These Reach teams, these successful Reach teams are usually more than just 4 players. It's a veritable army of people that come to support you through tournaments and games. And I understand you've probably brought a bunch of them here in the studio today?
Well, we have Tom Granger, Merlin Breyer, Jonathan Lee, Andrew Johnson, Tony Dam, and our coach, Mr. Pizzuti.
Sorry for putting you on the spot to remember all those names, but welcome to everybody here at London Central. The team from London Central has won the national championship in 2007 and 2009. What have you done today to get you to this very moment in the championship?
Steroids.
Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, the team from London Central Secondary School, welcome. Let's move on to the team to my right, the University of Toronto Schools from Toronto. They are the number 1 seed coming into this tournament, having won a quarterfinal game against Belrose from Alberta at 390 to 140, and most recently a semifinal win against Burnaby North from British Columbia by a score of 430 to 300. Our team captain today is Rain. Would you like to introduce and give credit to the other people that are here?
Absolutely. We have 3 additional team members with us today, Daniel Redelmeyer, Cole Jakes, and Daniel Lovestead. And we also have our coach, Mr. Simpson.
Nice to meet you all here from the University of Toronto Schools. UTS also has a very strong history of Reach for the Top play, having won back-to-back national championships in 2002 and 2003. So UTS, welcome and good luck in this national championship game. Ladies and gentlemen, the teams for the national championship at Reach for the Top. This 46th national championship will, of course, make history because both of these teams have won 2 national championships in the past. By winning this game today, they will set a record for having won 3 national championships on Reach for the Top. So who is that going to be? Let's find out as we start our game with a series of snappers. These are worth 10 points each, open to both teams. Let's begin. What is the name of the Roman god with 2 faces? Filip.
Janus.
Janus is right for 10 points. What is the proper name for a dog that is the offspring of Rain?
A mutt.
Finish the question. Of 2 purebred dogs of different breeds. 2 London Central. Connor.
A mongrel?
No, we're looking for a crossbreed. In what Canadian province is Meech Lake located? That is Quinn.
A PEI?
It's not PEI for UTS. Rain.
Ontario.
It is actually in Quebec. Which petite Russian gymnast was the star of the Rain?
Komenich.
Finish the question of 1972 Olympics for London Central. Answer, Grace.
Kormansi?
No, Olga Klorbut. In what year was Ronald Reagan inaugurated, and that is Quinn,
1983?
as 40th President of the United States for UTS?
181.
Rain.
1981.
Correct for 10 points. And finally, in the self-titled TV and movie series, who played Mr. Bean? Rain.
Rowan Atkinson.
Correct for 10 points. We're going to move on to our Who Am I question. The Who Am I question is worth 40 points on the first clue and 10 less points for every succeeding clue I have to give. So for 40 points, I majored in math at the University of Rostov, but mathematics was not to be my main interest. Connor.
Mendeleev?
As an adult for 40 points to UTS.
Mendel. Go.
Filip.
Mendel.
It's not Mendel, so for 30 points then. During World War II, I rose to the rank of captain in the Russian army. Quinn.
Gorbachev?
Not Gorbachev. I'll finish the question. In a letter I wrote from home to the front, Sorry, I wrote home from the front. I made a joke about Stalin's mustache. Big mistake. UTS?
Solzhenitsyn.
Solzhenitsyn is right. 30 points for UTS.
Yeah, no.
And we're going to move on now to our series of open questions in this round. And the category for this first series of open questions is Canadian facts. What is the name of the character found pictured all over Canadian Tire money? Thomas?
Polly the polar bear.
No, it's not Bully the Polar Bear. For London Central?
Angus?
Sandy McTire. Sandy McTire. What is the official name of the agency that makes all Canadian coins?
The Mint. The Royal Canadian Mint.
Correct, Royal Canadian Mint. Next question. What does the letter B stand for in Lester B. Pearson's name? Rain.
Boswell.
Is not Boswell. For London Central. Connor?
Bulls?
Bowles is correct. And finally, in 2003, Jesse Palmer became the first Canadian to do what in an NFL football game? Connor?
Catch a ball?
Not catch a ball for UTS.
Score a touchdown.
No, starting quarterback. Starting quarterback. We're going to move on now to a 40-point open question on Shakespeare. And name the Shakespeare play from which each of the following quotations is taken. The readiness is all. Rain.
Richard III.
Not Richard III. London Central. Connor.
Julius Caesar?
No, Hamlet. Hamlet. We are such stuff as dreams. Rain.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Finish the question. As dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. London Central. Connor.
Romeo and Juliet?
No, The Tempest. The Tempest. How, Cordelia? Men's going to, let's see here. Megan.
All's well that ends well.
Finish the question. Mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your...
King Lear.
King Lear is right. And finally, disprove this villain, if thou bist a man. He says, and Quinn.
Macbeth.
No, finish the question. Thou toldst him that his wife was false. UTS. Rain.
Othello.
Othello is right for 10 points. Going to move on now to a question on the Oscars. Question is on the Oscars. Name the first movie to receive an Academy, going to Grace,
Wings.
award as Best Picture. Wings in 1928 is correct, 10 points. Name the 1943 Academy Award Best Picture. Quinn.
Casablanca.
That starred Humphrey Bogart. Casablanca is right, 10 points. In 1957, a movie set in a Japanese prisoner of war, Megan.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Won awards for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. Name the movie. Bridge over the River Kwai is correct. And finally, name the 1979 film that won the Academy Award. Connor.
Kramer versus Kramer?
Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, Best Actor, just basically everything at the award show. It dealt with a bruising court case over child custody. Kramer versus Kramer is correct. Very good on the section on the Oscars there. 30-point open question now on history. Aside from the years 1936 to 1941, Ethiopia was independent. Going to Connor.
1,000 years?
I'll finish the question. What country ruled Ethiopia for these 5 years? For Rain.
Italy.
Italy is right for 10 points. The name America is a tribute. Quinn.
Amerigo.
I'll finish the question. Philip?
Vespucci.
Amerigo Vespucci, that's right. In what year did Hong Kong, formerly under, going to Connor?
1998?
Formerly under British rule, revert to China for UTS?
97.
Rain.
1997.
1997 is correct. 40-point open question now on spelling in the kitchen. Spelling in the kitchen. Spell the names of the following foods. Spell broccoli. Quinn.
Eroccoli.
Correct for 10 points. Next one. Spell Rain.
Souffle.
It's not that, I will say. Spell zucchini is what we were looking for. For Megan.
Zucchini.
Correct for 10 points. The next one. Spell mayonnaise. Going to Philip.
Mayonnaise.
Correct for 10. And finally, spell lasagna. Going to Megan.
Lasagna.
Correct for 10 points. We've got a 40-point open question now on architecture. If you can take a look at the screen, we have a series of photos. This glass, Quinn.
The Louvre.
I'll finish the question. This glass pyramid inside the Louvre Museum was installed as part of a 1989 renovation project designed by what world-famous Chinese-American architect?
I am Pei.
Correct for 10 points. Let's see this next image. Designed by American architect, Philip?
Guggenheim. The Guggenheim Museum.
Yes, by American architect Frank Lloyd Wright. This cylindrical, atrium was wider at the top than at the bottom, and it serves as a focal point for what famed New York museum? Guggenheim Museum is correct. We'll take a look at another image now. Rain.
Beijing.
I will start the question for London Central. This is an exterior image of the National Stadium in Beijing, home to the 2008 Olympic Games. Shaped in the form of a bird's nest, its form was created by what Chinese artist and dissident arrested and jailed without charge for 2 months in 2011? Connor.
Weiwei.
That's right, Ai Weiwei is correct. And finally, our last image. And going to Connor.
The Bundestag.
I am going to start the question now for UTS. The Reichstag is the seat of the German parliament, first built in 1894 and more recently renovated in 1992. The 1992 renovation installed a glass dome on top of the building to symbolize the reunification of Germany and was designed by what famed British architect? Thomas.
Klimt.
No, Norman Foster is what we were looking for. That is the end of the first round. London Central with 90 points, UTS with 150. We'll take this break, verify the scores, and be back with round 2 of this national championship game in just a moment.